run JATV here for the city of Janesville, located in the Hedberg Public Library. I'm very proud to have with me today Richard Snyder, who's been very involved in renovating the Oak Hill Chapel. And when I say renovating can be a very intense thing, especially when you're talking about redoing stained glass, woodwork, even bricklaying. And the Oak Hill Chapel is such a gem for Janesville. And I know you got a big event coming up on October 9th.
Yes.
And kind of reminding people of the wonderful things that the chapel has to offer, and also moving forward on some other projects for the chapel. But I want to talk about the chapel. I want to hear from you what the Oak Hill Chapel, the group, the friends, and how they formed, and how we move forward with the chapel and restoration. I'm not getting into all the details because I'd rather have people come out and hear it from you personally.
Sure.
But talk about when things started and kind of give us an idea of the direction in which we're going in with the chapel.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey from day one, which was June of 2013. I had seen an article in the Janesville Gazette that the city had ownership of the cemetery and the chapel in the cemetery connected. So in just really bad shape, and they were debating what to do, either to fix, rebuild, or demolish the Oak Hill Chapel. And as a small boy, I grew up close by, and it had memories that were special to me, that even to think that they would tear this down would be just unbelievable loss. And, for the city and the cemetery itself, a solid limestone building that was built in 1899 by the Knights of Pythias, a fraternal group. The first thing Monday, I went to the city hall and talked with city officials to see what possibly anything I could do to, stop this from possibly happening. They pretty much told me that, they were had plans of possibly removing it for $30,000 or rebuilding it for $500,000, and that's just an unbelievable amount of money. And pretty much they said, start a friends group, and come back in 5 months with $40,000 and we'll talk. And that's what I did. I started the group. We did raise that $40,000 in 5 months, and then the city, they had 60 that they kicked in, so we had about $100,000 to start with. And then contractors and different businesses donated just tons of money and labor, and a lot of work was done free or discounted.
Yeah, so pretty much a lot of the work was done over a 3-year period then, or would you say a little bit longer?
Yes, about 5 years off and on. We had no time frame that we had to work under, and I believe it was completed in about a 5-year period.
Yeah, now recently I hear the Historic Commission, Janesville Historic Commission, which I serve on,
Yes.
has recognized the organization for all the wonderful work they did. Could you say a little bit about that award that you received?
Yes, that was for the work that we did at the chapel with the group, all volunteers, and we even were involved with JATV for a lot of their equipment, because we made our own videos too for fundraising events where you would donate 20 and get a free DVD of how to restore a stained glass window that we videotaped in my studio, and other open houses were all videotaped, and a lot of different interviews. Morris Montgomery, I sat down with him and did probably one of his last interviews about the chapel with all his cemetery walks he did up here in his lifetime, and that was also videotaped, and that's on DVD. And everything that we could think of for fundraising we did, and it was really a great success. Well, with Historical Commission, they were very interested in the fact that we restored a 1899 115-year-old building, all by volunteers, all by public use of equipment through JATV, and put that all together to save this historic building.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I've seen a lot of the still pictures as well as the video of work that was done there. So the big day, which is coming this October 9th,
Yes.
that kicks off at what time? It looks like what is it? Starts at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
in
it
the morning?
starts at 10 to 2. It's
Okay.
an open house at the chapel. You can come in and see the beautiful work inside the chapel. Everything's been restored and kept original, and original design, and even the same type of woods and things. We copied everything as best as we could. And one of the big and most important things about the open house is the rededication, the award that was given to us by the Janesville Historical Commission for doing this work. We're going to rededicate that to all the supporters, all the donors, all the volunteers that came forward, businesses, private individuals, everybody, to rededicate that award to them. And then that will hang on the south wall with some of the other certificates we have gotten.
Now, some of the things that are happening along with this day are probably going to be doing some obvious tours of the chapel, but what other things are you doing around the cemetery as well?
Some months back, or last year, I guess, Sherry Thurner passed away. She did a lot of the tours here in the cemetery, and just a really super person and very interested always in the chapel. We had dedicated a bench for her, in a circular bench around a tree with a headstone, and that will be just up over the hill behind the chapel, that you can go in and view that. Just a beautiful little location. You can sit down and just relax. And then there's headstones. We're into headstone cleaning with some of the grave sites, the difference before and after. You can see the difference. And now there's even some classes you could take, or I guess an afternoon, learn how to do it properly. And it's kind of becoming a really nice thing to do.
Now, and I consider you're an artist of many areas, especially a restoration artist by the means here, and the stained glass work you've done is incredible, and I've seen lots of images of other churches and different locations. I know there's one more thing that's a big thing you're looking at for here and doing some fundraising for, and that's in order to keep the front doors in good shape, you want to be able to kind of create another barrier there, some screen doors? So.
Storm doors. Originally it had steel metal doors for protection. Mm-hmm. We took those off. They just didn't blend in. Even though, with, back from 1899, they were original to that date. And they just, it wasn't appropriate. So with high security and now the neighborhood being right there, it's not really an issue. And the lights are on sensors too, 24/7. So we removed those, and we have solid red birch, 2 1/4-inch thick front doors that are original to what was there. And we need to protect them more with the heat difference inside the chapel, where it doesn't create condensation, and you get the runoff of the sweating of the doors on the inside, and it's starting to affect it. So we want to put on storms. We have raised about 1/4 of the funds. It's about $2,500, and we need some more to get that project done and installed by winter.
Now the building is available for rent. Is it year-round, or is it?
Yes, year-round.
Okay.
It's completely heated. Yes, it's for services, it's $200 a day. Mm-hmm. And if you need that's one issue it doesn't have is a bathroom, but there's a porta potty, handicap or regular, you can rent along with it.
Okay, great. But yeah, it's nice that somebody could have a wedding there.
Oh, for sure. Yep, and that's been talked about. Then, of course, the pandemic and everything, but it was rented just last week, so it's a really beautiful place to have a service.
Well, great, Richard. Everybody, Janesville, please come out and see this beautiful chapel. And there will be the rededication of the placard that was given by the Historic Commission to the organization. There are so many people that have given a lot for this beautiful gem of Janesville. And it's October 9th. It starts at 10 a.m. and goes till 2 p.m. Keep in mind there's lots of other little things that are happening around there. You can learn how to clean some headstones. You can get a tour of the place. You come see the stained glass. And if you're considering renting a space for a personal event and you like to have it be historic, this is the type of place that you'd really want to check out. And I think it's going to be a great project for raising money towards preserving more of this beautiful gem by the storm doors that they're trying to rework there. So Richard Snyder, thank you so much for being here today.
Well,
and
thank you for having me.
I think everybody should come out and check out the chapel.
Yes.
Thanks.